The time is 4 o'clock. We'll bring to you the news around Africa. Zimbabwe's new president, Emmerson Mnangagwa, is seeking the removal of sanctions imposed by Western countries, saying they are crippling national development. He also indicated that elections due next July will be brought forward. Speaking to governing ZANU-PF party leaders, Mr. Mnangagwa said the government will do everything to make sure they were credible, free and fair. Mr. Mnangagwa, who became president last month after Robert Mugabe was ousted, is expected to be endorsed today as party leader and presidential candidate for ZANU-PF at the elections. United States travel and economic embargo remains in place for several ZANU-PF officials, senior members of the military and state-owned companies. The Trump administration has said the sanctions will not be removed unless political reforms take place. The European Union continues an arms embargo as well as sanctions against Mugabe, his wife Grace, and the firm's Zimbabwe defense industries. Angola's president João Lourenço has vowed to recover money siphoned out of the oil-rich state, saying his campaign against corruption should not be seen as the persecution of wealthy families. His comments came as his predecessor Jose Eduardo dos Santos, who is still the head of ruling MPLA party, said that changes were necessary but they should not be as radical. Mr. Lourenço has shaken out the government since he took office, sacking Mr. dos Santos' daughter Isabel as the chair of the state oil company Sonangol. He also sacked the police and intelligence chiefs, despite Parliament passing a law in the dying days of Mr. dos Santos' rule that they would remain in their post for 8 years. Speaking at a seminar on crime, Mr. Lourenço said that Angolans who had illegally stashed money abroad should be brought back and investigate them in the country, or else the government would take steps to recover the cash, the news agency quoted him as saying. The U.S. is spending food and fuel aid to most of Somalia's armed forces because of concerns about corruption. The Somali military, which is battling militant Islamist group Al-Shabaab, had repeatedly failed to account for food and fuel aid, according to private correspondence between the U.S. and Somali government since by Reuters. A State Department official who spoke to the agency on condition of anonymity said during recent discussions between the United States and the federal government of Somalia, both sides agreed that the Somali National Army had failed to meet the standards for accountability for U.S. assistance. The U.S. also helps fund the 22,000 strong African Union force in Somalia. The force plans to withdraw from Somalia by 2020. The first 1,000 troops are due to leave by the end of this month. Tanzania's government is demanding the UN inquiry into the killing of 14 of its soldiers last week while on a peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At an emotional ceremony to commemorate the death, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa said family members and the government wanted to know exactly what had happened. The attack was the most deadly against UN peacekeepers for a quarter of a century. The UN believes the Ugandan rebel group, the Alliance for Democracy Forces, was to blame, though this has not been confirmed. A court in Egypt has reportedly jailed for 2 years a singer who appeared in a music video in her underwear while suggestively eating a banana. Shaima Ahmed, a 25-year-old known professionally as Shaima, was arrested last month after the video sparked outrage in the conservative country. On Tuesday, she was found guilty of inciting debauchery and publishing an indecent film. The video's director was also sentenced to 2 years in prison in absentia. And last year, Egyptian court sentenced 3 female dancers to 6 months each in prison after convicting them of inciting debauchery in music videos. Another singer is meanwhile facing trial for spreading provocative publicity because she suggested that drinking from the river Nile could make someone ill. The family of Nelson Mandela has expressed indignation and dismay that officials misspent about $22 million allocated to a memorial event after the death of the anti-apartheid icon 4 years ago. His grandson Mandela spoke out for the first time, saying South Africa's anti-corruption watchdog said it had evidence of the disappearance of money during preparations for his funeral. Officials have been accused of inflating costs and awarding tenders fraudulently. Mandela said that anyone found guilty should face the full wrath of the law. And that was Africa Today. I am Ololade Sanyaolu. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.